You don't need me to tell you air fryers are everywhere right now, including over there. Never one to miss out on an opportunity. Jamie Oliver has had a new series on Channel 4 where he goes through all the recipes that he's come up with to work with an air fryer. He's adapting existing ones and coming up with new things to go through it. We did a couple of live watch-alongs. If you were there, great, you can watch them back. They were good fun. These programs went into different ways to use your air fryer, substituting it where you might use an oven or other techniques. Now, there's a whole bunch of recipes in there, and I wanted to help you figure out which ones are worth it. So I've tried every recipe from the program, and I'm going to tell you which ones I thought were worth it and which ones to try next. Up first, the pork and pineapple noodles. They're kind of like a stir fry, but not. By roasting off pork belly in the air fryer. Pork belly, ridiculously cheap. I always pick it up when I remember it. The only downside is getting bits stuck in your teeth, but it's a really tasty protein. And then roasting pineapple as well. Now they are the two things you use the air fryer for, really. The pork and the pineapple. The rest happens outside of the air fryer, and that's okay because we're using the air fryer in conjunction with our other tools that we've already got in the kitchen. The rest is a noodle salad. We've got noodles, we've got various veg, and a really tangy dressing with lime and fish sauce and loads of other things going in. The noodle salad is served cold, so the pork and the pineapple is hot. Cooking the pork until it blisters and gets crackling, and cooking the pineapple until we get that char on the outside. This was a fantastic recipe, really kicked it off well, and one I'll definitely be making again, and possibly even substituting the protein for other things as well. The only thing I would say is I think it's written kind of confusing on his website. There's talk of 50 minutes for that and 30 minutes for that. Actually, he means cook the pork and pineapple at the same time, but the instructions read like you cook them separately. But nevertheless, I'm popping it as an S-tier recipe. Next, we've got some cheddar scones. Scones? Scones. Never mind. You can't go wrong with scones, and using the air fryer as a mini oven, exactly as it was intended, is a great way to use it. It takes less time to warm up, and obviously as soon as it's done, you cut the power and the air fryer is finished. You're getting everything cooked, and the cooking just stops when it's ready. They're cheese scones, what's not to love? They're superb, well worth trying. I think they're going in an A tier. Kerala chicken. So this is where we're going to take a whole chicken, roast it in our air fryer, come up with a curry sauce as well, and serve it with other bits and bobs. So there's a couple of things here. At first I was a bit worried about fitting a whole chicken in here, but with a little coaxing and a little teasing, yes, I could fit a whole 1.5 kilo chicken, I think I had, in there. It was a bit difficult to maneuver, but it also washed up great, so that was another thing I was worried about. But cook it upside down, flip it over, finish the cooking, and was cooked in about an hour, I think. In the other side you were cooking cauliflower. Now I found that the instructions for the cauliflower were too severe for the Ninja, and actually the cauliflower was done in like 20 minutes. So I would recommend turning that down or adjusting according to your oven a lot. So I think Jamie was thinking cook it for about 50 minutes. So they were slightly burnt, which isn't too bad with cauliflower, but they were a touch the wrong side of burnt. Served it with rice and a curry sauce that we just made on the hob, so nothing too dramatic there, and rice that I made in the traditional way. Great fun dish, lots to eat, lots to enjoy, great leftovers as well. That one's getting an A tier. Baked fish. Now Jamie suggests using a frozen whitefish. When I made mine I had some salmon handy, and I made a few swaps and chops and changes. You can see all those changes in my video here. That video is available for Big Spud members. Click the join button if you want to find out how. You'll be supporting the channel, plus you'll get a bunch of extra content when I find the time, including this one. But this was another great recipe. Would make a really good lunch or a light dinner. That's going as a B tier. Poppy O'Toole joins us to make potato skins. Just baking a potato in the usual way, about 50 minutes, and a great method she uses is to start it at a lower temperature, then crank it up towards the end to crisp up the potato, and then you scoop out the mash and layer back in a cheesy mix and get some beautiful cheesy potato skins. What's not to like here? This is terrific, and the whole thing takes about an hour top to bottom. So a really good way to get You can do it as a tasty snack or as a good side dish for your main meal. That's S tier for me. The Alaska. Take a hot cross bun, add ice cream, whip over some meringue and then pop it in the air fryer. I didn't really get the point of this one. It wasn't really adding much. Frankly, I would just get the blowtorch out and just blowtorch it all over. Didn't see the point of doing this one. C tier. In episode 2, we had stuffed chicken parcels. Chicken with a stuffing wrapped in pastry. Now, I didn't do the mushroom version that Jamie did. I did a garlicky cream cheese filling. The concept's the same though. Stuffed it into a butterfly chicken breast, wrapped it in ready-made puff pastry, popped it in the air fryer. They came out terrific. Really, really tasty. Beautiful crisp pastry, tender chicken, creamy sauce, absolutely delicious. I also made his cream and mustard sauce, which was another lovely serving with it. I'd give that one an A tier. Roasted veg and flatbreads. I love making roasted veg, and what a great sort of Mediterranean type lunch this is. Just got some veg in there, roasting it off, serving it with a nice sauce. This is another one that the air fryer is really great at, because you're using that intense heat and that speed to get things cooked quickly but before they dry out. That in the oven, that can happen. They start to dry out when you do that. Perfectly doable, but this is one of the ones where it shows off the air fryer being able to do it the best. That one's an A tier. Chicken in a bag, chicken en papillote. We've got layered veg, sort of Thai, South Asian flavours on a chicken breast, wrapped up in foil and baked. It was fine, just fine. I prefer a bit more caramelisation on my chicken, so maybe that's just me. But if it's your sort of thing, maybe it works for you. It's just a B tier for me. The cheesecake. I really had my doubts about this one, the baked cheesecake. I thought, for one thing, where's the base? So I adapted it slightly and made my own ones. I found these dishes. Yes, they're the goo dishes that most of us have a dozen of in the cupboard because you can't bear to throw them away. I lined it with a chocolate biscuit each that I'd pounded into crumbs, layered on the cream mixture, baked it a little bit, added the chocolate, baked it a little bit, cream mixture, and so on and so on. And I'm obviously cutting down the timings for my small portions. And these came out terrific. And actually, I would definitely do again, particularly for a dinner party, because you more or less just leave them alone. Really good dessert. But I still demand my buttery biscuit base. That one's an S tier. Sabrina then showed us lamb chops. When I'm at a really good Indian restaurant, I love trying their lamb chops when you get that lovely char on the outside. Whoa, superb. It's an expensive one, obviously, because rack of lamb is expensive. This would work with many bone-in lamb cuts, even just a regular lamb chops. Really, really tasty. Highly recommended. The rice, I don't get doing in an air fryer. It's got very little advantage doing it there. It takes quite a long time. I know a lot of people don't like single-use gadgets, but a rice cooker, if you cook rice at least once a week, is well worth the investment. Set and forget, and it keeps it warm for you for hours. I'd really recommend it. But the whole recipe, the lamb chops, S tier, the rice, C. And we have a herb stuffed salmon on a bed of potatoes and vegetables. So we've got our salmon, we put slits in the top, stuff loads of herbs and lemon in, and then we layer up things in the air fryer and bake it all together. A couple of things I really like, putting white wine in the base of the air fryer tray, pop the white wine in there and then layer everything on top so it's steaming from the bottom. That's a great idea. Layering up some veg and then the salmon on top. This was all nice. Thing I really enjoyed, cooking tinned potatoes. Tinned potatoes, those crappy little ingredients, feel like you're eating wartime rationing food, but drained, put in the air fryer with some oil and salt. Really great mid-week potato, really tasty. I was surprised how much I enjoyed those. So the potatoes are really good, and I would sort of extract that from the dish because the rest of it is fine. There's a lot of good ideas in here I really like, but I don't feel like it completely comes together as a dish. Herby salmon, yes. Vegetables, fine. The wine is a good idea, but a bit astringent. And the potatoes are excellent. However, so it sort of all muddles through and averages out to a B tier recipe. So that was all of Jamie Oliver's air fryer recipes. And I guess what we really learned, not just the recipes themselves, but substituting where we'd have a grill or a frying pan or of course an oven, and using the air fryer to maximise that. With built-in timers, built-in temperature controls, you know exactly what you're doing with very, very little guesswork. And generally, meals come out faster and more efficient, and really helped me think about how to use this gadget in a different way, or more versatile way in different cooking. So there we have all the Jamie Oliver air fryer recipes from his recent TV show ranked. So if you serve me a pork and pineapple noodle stir fry thing, followed by a cheesecake, I'll be super happy. That's what works for me. What do you think of my list? Do you agree? Do you think I've got it right? Are there ones you've tried that you'd add or subtract from here? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.